All right, friends, welcome to Near Shores Prepping. I'm your host, Greg. Some very important events are occurring right now as we speak in Russia. It seems that the Wagner Group is having an open coup against Vladimir Putin. Now, this is the mercenary group that consists of approximately 50,000 soldiers. So this is a mercenary army that Vladimir Putin is using in Ukraine to control Ukraine. However, Wagner, who is the head of his mercenary army, has been claiming or complaining bitterly to Putin and saying, look, you're not getting me the supplies I need to feed my men. You're not getting me the ammo and other accessories we needed. You're not getting my men medical treatment that they need when they're wounded. And when I say he's sending them in there, he is sending basically jailhouse prisoners, untrained soldiers, to the front line to be cannon fodder for the Ukrainian army. There's been as many as 700 soldiers wiped out, Russian mercenaries wiped out in an hour so that they can target the Ukrainian positions with their military and airstrikes. This is how ruthless this guy is. But in the meantime, his mercenaries are saying, no, we're not going into the meat grinder. Not going to happen. We're sick of this. We want to fight, but we want ammo, we want armor, we want backup for us to do our mission. So you're having a rebellion from the soldiers in the mercenary group that are actually in the trenches, going all the way up to their leader. So now the leader is on the move, marching with his army back towards Moscow and saying, Putin, you're done. And things are escalating very dramatically. Now, I don't believe in coincidences. There could be unintended consequences, but this, to me, has the feel of, and again, I'm putting on the New World Order hat, there can only be one New World Order. There can only be one ruler in the New World Order, and that is the Great Dragon, China, as referenced in the scriptures. China is an atheist country. Xi Jinping does not allow any religion other than the belief in him and the government as the supreme being. So I was trying to figure out how they're going to resolve the New World Order with China, the dragon, as the one government, the one ruler. Putin has to go. Now, does that mean the Russian people are going to bow down to the Chinese? No. However, Putin's replacement could very well make an alliance saying, okay, we will have an alliance with the Chinese government as Ping, the potential one world order leader. I will be his vice president. Now, that's just my theory. There's a lot of things that could happen. Putin could say, fine, you want to end the Ukrainian invasion? Fine, we'll pull back to the pre-invasion borders, rearm, rethink this, and go from there. Not going to happen. That would be total surrender by Putin and show a sign of weakness. And even if he was lucky enough to step down, what country could he flee to? The NATO alliance around Russia has already gone on red alert and positioned their troops on the border. Poland has shut off any travel from Russia into that country, meaning refugees. The Soviet people are fleeing. So Putin saying, okay, truce, backing down, and not being able to save face, not an option. Number two, Putin can say, fine, you want to end this war? Here we go. He will use tactical nukes on major cities in Ukraine and say, we've won, we conquered, now let's rearm, let's rethink this. However, the fallout from using nuclear weapons on an enemy, especially in Ukraine and in European nations, the fallout would be so severe against Putin, would have absolutely nowhere to hide. The condemnation from NATO, the United States, and probably even China, who may abstain, would say, you got to go. And he's already got an arrest warrant for war crimes. So Putin has boxed himself in. If he says, we're going to put down the Wagner group, destroy my mercenary army by using the Chechens, who are far worse. And if anybody knows the history of Chechnya, these people are murderers, cold-blooded murderers. They will kill anybody for any reason at any time. And these are the ones that you have seen, the Chechen fighters in Afghanistan, just to kill American soldiers. Also in Syria, also in Pakistan. These people are just hardcore killers. And the only reason Putin is using them is these are the people that have said, okay, we will do your bidding, you leave us alone. These are Muslims, extremist Muslims. You leave us alone or we'll make a war on you, but we'll fight so we can kill the infidel. That's where they're coming from there. So now, that leaves Putin. You can't flee the country. Tactical nuke would bring world condemnation and probably World War III on the Russian government and the Soviets. So now Putin has to fight his way out and die fighting for the Russian people. And that would leave a second in command of two people, and it depends on the day where they're at and whether they're secretly disappeared or not. Nikolai Patrushev, and I'm sure I'm saying these names incorrectly. He is the current Secretary Council, Security Council for the inner circle of Putin, and he is the guy that Putin looks to and say, make this guy disappear, the secret police, the Stasi, and all this other kind of crap. He's not a good dude. If he were to take control of Russia, the Soviet Union, you would see a lot of people disappearing, another political coup, and things would turn very nasty very quickly. He would be, compared to Putin, he would be worse. So that's not favorable. The other guy, who is supposedly the real power broker behind the scenes, is Vladislav Surkov. And he is known as the behind-the-scenes guy that removes Putin's political opposition, rigs the elections, puts down demonstrations, controls the secret police, and some branches of the military. By all accounts, this guy is ruthless and cold-blooded killer. So the options with what's going on now is keep Putin in power, put down Wagner, or let the chips fall where they may. We all know Biden has betrayed us in America, selling us out to China. We know that just simply by his policies. Blinken supposedly had a 30-minute meeting with Ping, and he came back with his tail tucked because he's a coward. Coincidence that they had a meeting before this insurrection. So I truly believe that they are setting things up for the New World Order, the Great Dragon, by removing Putin. Biden will collapse our economy, I believe that, with the aid of his Democrats in Congress. The impeachment of Biden would probably bring in somebody else. Newsom, Kennedy, and I'm still sticking with Obama, Michelle Obama, as the next leader. Let's see what happens. Let's see how it plays out. But as a prepper, load up on gasoline, because this will raise the oil prices quickly. So that means volatility on the market. I would definitely start buying precious metal, silver, and hoarding food. That will raise the monetary market, just absolutely go crazy on that. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Please check out my community section. I do post videos of what's going on around the world, especially in Russia right now. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Please continue to refer, share, give me that thumbs up. Leave your comments. Let's hear what you have to say. Follow me on Rumble. Get yourself right with God. It is close, friends. It is close. And I know you've been saying, oh, well, the people saying the end of the world is going on for 1,000 years. Not with the current events. Get baptized, submerged in water in the name of Jesus Christ. Greg out.